Hello and welcome to yet another quick update on this 30-gallon nano system by NewYorkSteelo. And I don't know what I did to this camera, but something I did must have caused the camera to really show the colors in a different way. But it's been one day since the addition of the new sponge, and I've since turned it around in this manner here, because I thought it looked better this way. And as you can see the Porites coral I was talking about on the previous update. And in this quick update, I'm just gonna quickly scroll around all of the corals and show you guys how well the entire system is doing. Because of course yesterday when I uploaded the video, the lights were just turning on. And so we're gonna start with the clam here, which has lots of growth. I mean, you can see on the shell the whiter part, outer rim area, really is showing lots of growth. And I believe that to be due to the calcium levels and the correct alkalinity and high pH within the system. But the clam itself is really showing lots of color. It's really nice and colorful. And considering that I've got T5s, I believe this animal's doing just as good as it would if it were in a metal halide system. And here is the toadstool all out in the open today. Pretty happy about that. The system looks really awesome, and I did want to add a few more pieces, but I don't think I can fit them, and I'm gonna show you why. So the toadstool is really nice and puffy and opening up. And of course here is the blue sponge, doing really well. Below it is the Porite coral. Above it is the staghorn here, doing really nice with some purple tips. Behind it is the Montipora capricornis, red. Has a really brilliant color which the blues kind of wash out. And next to it here is the yellow scroll coral. I believe that this is the position that I'm going to keep all of these corals from now on. Here is my little mushroom and acan, little garden here with these two acans and several different types of mushrooms. And there's the green one back there. And here is the elegance coral, and I kind of wanted to give it a close-up because I briefly showed it in the previous video, but I didn't really show you guys that that white stuff is no longer around it, and it is attempting to open a little bit. And it did expel some of its zooxanthellae. You can see that it's less green than when I first added it, but I'm pushing for this coral to recover really nicely, and I'm hoping that it does, and I'm not giving up on it until I begin to see that the tentacles are actually stretching out of its body. I still consider this coral to be sick. It's not in its right state. And here is my blastomosa, which is what's interesting about the blastomosa is that it's turning into about 5 heads. Now these 3 heads, there's one up top, one in the middle, and one below, are covering the other heads. But there's during the night hours when it retracts itself, it usually pulls out those 2 little heads, and you can see them very nicely. Here is the orange mushrooms, and the red mushrooms doing really well. I've since moved the zoanthids here, which were over on the side of the blue sponge, and I moved them over on this side kind of to give the blue sponge more water flow. I wanted the sponge to be near the water flow. And it's important for me to state that if you're going to add any kind of sponge into your system, do not expose it to air. Thanks to one of you subscribers out there, I believe it was the War Orphan that brought that up, and I kind of forgot to mention that. So thank you for that on my previous video. And the way I introduced this animal to the system was that I had to literally I had to use the system water from the live fish store. I had to take the bag, sink it into my aquarium, and it kind of created lots of debris and stuff because the water was nowhere near as clean as mine was, and it also created sort of a scum on the surface, which the skimmer is removing nicely. It's no longer as bad as it was there yesterday, but we're going to continue with the corals. So very important, before I continue, do not expose your sponge to air or it will die. Now, the gold torch doing awesome. Above it, the Christmas tree rock kind of looks very hairy and kind of suede looking like. And the green Montipora Capricornus, the Brett's purple rim, is doing awesome. Lots of growth. I believe that it's gonna be actually, I would say about within the next 2 or 3 months, I'm gonna have to frag some of these corals, seriously, because there's like no space in this area here. And of course, yesterday you guys got a quick glimpse of the candy cane with the polyps sticking out. I'm really happy about that because I wanted to show you guys, for those of you who don't know pretty much about LPS corals, what this coral looks like with the tentacles sticking out. And the green Stylophora, lots of growth. And the red bushy Acropora, I'm really happy about it because it's gotten really, really red. When I first got it, of course, for those of you who have been following my videos, I mentioned that when it shipped from Live Aquaria, it was really bleached and white and expelled its zooxanthellae, and now it is really bright red. It really is. Let me see if I can show you guys what it looks like from above, so you guys can get a quick glimpse of how red this animal is. Let me see. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see it too well, but it's really, really red. And next to it is, of course, the other piece of the Montipora Capricornus. These two pieces, this one and the other one here, have gone through hell and back. I actually have a video on these corals, red Montipora Capricornus problems and solutions, and you'll see that when I first got this coral, which was added to the 90 gallon, half of it was bleached. And so we're moving on with the corals, and of course here the red mushroom. And this animal's really not the mushroom, I'm sorry, the red sponge is really interesting because it contains lots of little holes in it, which is where it actually breathes in and pulls in that water and filters the water for you. That's what sponges generally do, and they do fare better, where there's like 5 ppm nitrates, not too high, but they do fare better where the water is not completely clean. They do feed on phytoplankton, and what I'm gonna do is just to supplement and to ensure that both my sponges survive in my system, I will probably get some DT's phytoplankton and supplement some food with that. Now, the cocoa worm is doing beautifully, and the other feather duster has been moved here. And here are the pom-pom zinnias kind of chilling in this area. And just to let you guys know and show you that the hammer coral is really opening up. I mean, this guy has more than tripled in size from when I first added him. And if you guys want to take a look at what he looked like when I first added him, just check out, I believe it's update number 8 or 9 on this system, I'm not sure, but take a look at that. And here is the rose bubble tip anemone. Actually starting to get ready to close up because the lights are about to come off. Yeah, I just got home and stuff. Nike here and Peace, I'm hoping for them to mate or have spawn some babies and some little eggs. And behind it is here the other hammer coral, the branching hammer, and of course the The bubble coral, I'm a little upset about the bubble coral because it seems like only the front area and the side are really opening up. The rest of the coral is really not opening up. And if it continues like this, I probably am going to take a hammer, or yeah, a hammer and a screwdriver, and just kind of knock that healthy piece off of it and keep the healthy piece and get rid of the rest of it. But got some green star polyps below the green Montipora capricornis, and the overall system is just doing beautifully, guys. Absolutely. I kind of wanted to make this video just to give a proper review on and update on the system. And now with the addition of the blue sponge, Jesus, every time I make a video, guys, someone always sends me some sort of an email. That phone goes off all day. You guys have been hitting me up all the time, and I'm happy to help you guys, so don't get me wrong on that. But I hope you've enjoyed the quick update. This is update number 13. Quickly wanted to show you guys how well the system is doing a day after the addition of the blue sponge. I may add maybe one more piece of coral and I'm done with this system. It's a beautiful small piece of nature in your own home. Hope you've enjoyed the video. NewYorkSteelo signing out. Many more videos to come, guys. Peace.